Mm. So I like the flavor of that.
Apparently, I am live right now. Okay, this is good. I see the seconds ticking by in the top corner. This is my attempt trying to do a live stream in the last 15 minutes. I've been turning off the router, turning it back on, and you know what it was? Wendy's computer was on, and it doesn't seem to like that when I'm trying to do a live stream. So now I got full bars. Anyway, happy Canada Day to you out there, everybody north of the border. It is Canada's birthday today, so it is a statutory holiday, and that's why I'm live streaming right now at 3:58 p.m. Pacific time. I actually started live streaming. I wanted to start live streaming at 3 p.m. and I had the computer out here ready to go, but Wendy had some B&B bookings she had to take care of, and then I had trouble getting on the internet with. So now I'm on and I'm live streaming. It's a little cooler today. It's 17.6 degrees Celsius here and about 53%. So a little bit cooler. It's kind of overcast. We did see some sun. We went for a hike this morning, which was kind of nice. And you probably saw the latest video I uploaded of these big anthills. A lot of anthills in the forest here. And Wendy says, I know where there's a really big one. So I shot a video of that anthill and I plugged a few palm seeds in that anthill too. Hi, where can I buy needle palms? Probably in the States. Not a lot of people up here in Canada sell needle palms. We have them here, but in our private collection in our garden. But I'm not sure who has needle palms up here. I think maybe Cedar Rim in Vancouver probably are near in Langley brings them in every so often, but it's not a very common palm north of the border. Probably because it grows so slow this far north. But you can get them in the States. They're a lot more common if you live in the United States, but like I say, less common in Canada. You're not going to buy them at any. You probably won't find them at most nurseries. Put it that way. Want to get them online? Yep. Just search needle palms online. Try Jungle Music Palms. Okay. Jungle Music Palms. He's in Westminster, California. Hey, Snowbird Flock, Dave. Yeah, let's go right on. Yeah, I tried several times to get on here, and the connection was so bad I could not get on. Failed miserably at trying to do a live stream. This is my fourth attempt, and it's working right now. So if I cut out at any time, it doesn't mean I'm being rude and just shutting it off. It means the connection is bad. All right. Happy Canada Day to you. Hope all is well up in the center of the province. Beautiful day here. I was hoping it would rain, but it is overcast here right now, but high overcast and no rain, so I can do this live stream. But I was actually looking forward to rain. It's weird having a stat holiday in the middle of the week, So back to work tomorrow and Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday off. B&B is getting booked up now, which is good. Wendy's happy. She just took some bookings today, so we got our first people staying here coming up this weekend, and then she's got quite a few bookings, so that's a good thing. And actually, one of them is my friend Scotty from Tawasin. Haven't seen him for years, so he's going to be staying here with his wife. The website barely loads, Jason. Yeah, I haven't seen the website for a long time, Jason. Jungle Music. That's Phil Bergman. He's in the Palm Society. So I don't know. You'd have to Google needle palms online. People selling. There's got to be somebody out there selling needle palms, I'm sure. Happy Canada Day, Joe. We have it rain lots. Wow. No, it is nice here. It's actually a really nice day. But when it's overcast like this, I would rather it rain than just do nothing. We get lots done today. Wendy and I were working out in the front driveway, getting stuff prepared for the B&B. So I did some weed eating, and she did a lot of weeding in the exotic garden out front, like right along the edge of the driveway. There's a bunch of brambles and stuff growing in it, so it looks really nice for the B&B guests to arrive. Neat parking spot. Yeah, Jason, you should try just Google or maybe even try eBay. I bet you eBay has them. Chili Palm Company. Hey, try Chili Palm Company, Jason. CHILLY Palmco. They might have needle palms. They're in the States, though. They're not in Canada. But I think they might have needle palms. Tai Nursery, some people like. I don't know. Maybe not my favorite. Bad things, but then I've heard good things. So there's also Tai Nursery in Georgia. You can look them up as well. I've been weed eating at work. Oh yeah, that's what I do too. I do a lot of weed eating at work, and it actually gets to my back now that I've heard it. So I've been wearing my belt and I cinch that up. Sometimes I weed eat for 3-4 hours straight. We have Echo weed eaters, and got to weed eat the perimeter of the parks and anything that looks shaggy to make it look nice. Oh, Wendy's cooking chili. I can smell it. It's going to be good. Chilly tonight. Canada Day chilly. So like I say, hope everybody this side of the border is having a good Canada Day. Friends south of the border, your big party time and holiday is on the 4th, which is Saturday. And much nicer when it falls on a weekend because you get Monday or Friday off. But next year it will be on a Thursday for us, and then the year after Friday. So a couple of the guys I work with decided to take Thursday, Friday off. So they got a 5-day weekend off, a long 5-day long weekend, which is awesome. Anyway, back to the grind for me tomorrow, but that's okay. I do love my job. It's all good, and I think the weather's going to be decent. The weather's been very nice. It's been very dry. A lot of watering in the garden, and but like I say, today's just a little bit cooler, which is kind of nice. I'm going to get a beer like the true Canadian that I am. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to get one too. Oh, connection is gone. Please wait while we reconnect. There goes. Oh, connection's back again. So the connection went, and now the connection's back again. So, hey, Wendy, yeah. I'm going to grab a beer.
Oh, I can do it.
Wendy's actually got a beer right here, like the true Canadian she is, but I'm not drinking that one. This one here is called Iron Horse, and it's a little too strong for this guy. So I'm drinking a Foofy Sissy Bowen Island apricot flavored beer. It's 5%, and it's actually quite nice. I like the apricot flavor in it. I'm going to try and plant needle palms without. Yeah, I don't think they're going to work, man. Unfortunately, I don't want to sound like a pessimist, but yeah, zone 4 is pretty cold for even for a needle palm.
Making chili.
She's making chili. Here comes. Say hi to everybody.
Oh,
doesn't matter.
No, we're kind of in the yard all day.
Cheers.
Hi. Oh God,
You look great.
God.
She was out hiking.
We were.
That's my favorite.
Sorry,
that's my wife.
I've been out in the garden.
Bendy Wendy.
Pulling weeds. Actually,
well, pulling weeds. No, we don't have a lot of weeds, but along the side of the driveway. Iron Horse made here in Prince George. Are you serious? Dave says Iron Horse is made in Prince George.
Oh, that's the first time I've tried it.
That's the first time she's tried it.
I like it.
Hi, Wendy. Simon says hi, Wendy. Happy Canada Day from the Isle of Wight. Hi. Oh, cool. I'm drinking a beer for you too. Hey,
okay, cheers.
Well, cheers and beers.
Happy
I got Summerside. No, I got Deckside Summer Ale. This is apricot beer from. She doesn't like it, so I bought her some Iron Horse. She's a real beer drinker.
No, I'm not.
I'm a bit of a pansy when I drink beer, but I like it on a hot day, and it's not wine. So hot today. She likes wine. She's more of a wino, and on a hot day, I do like a cold beer. I
like this Iron Horse.
So she likes the Iron Horse. So.
And my friend made these beer glasses.
What?
He takes beer bottles and he blows the glass. So
who's that?
They're the Ted Jolda.
Never heard.
On Vancouver Island. And this is
cool.
A beer glass. It has a beaver. It actually has a beaver on it.
I thought I found that one.
No, these are my glasses.
What? From Ted. A beaver. That's appropriate.
It's a beer bottle.
That's a beer.
But he made it into a glass.
That's a beer bottle.
Yeah.
Wow, cool. Anyway, Iron Horse is $7.99 a 6-pack, which is actually pretty cheap. And she does like it. And it is, like I say, it's cheaper than the Molson, but Molson is good beer, Molson Canadian. And Iron Horse is not too bad either. You said it could survive with about, no, Jason. So minus 29 for a very short duration. And that is a massive needle palm that's been in the ground about 50 years, right? So minus 29 degrees Celsius. It's the length of the freeze that is everything. Okay, so you get maybe one night of minus 29 degrees Celsius. It might not do too much to a gigantic needle palm that's been in the ground 50 years, but it probably could kill a smaller needle palm. That is pretty cold. But anyway, put one to the test. There's Scotty. I will be sure to bring some of my favorite beer and wine when I come to stay. Sweet. You'll be here in a couple of weeks. Can't wait to show you the garden. You'll like it. We got time. We'll walk across the street to the beach, and I'll show you our little beach across the street. It's pretty cool. Very, very nice. And I'll send you home with some palm seeds and some seedlings you can try in your garden. And then if you ever do move to Salt Spring Island, you can pull them all out and bring them with you to Salt Spring Island. Dave, I'm having a 8% alcohol caribou. Oh, I know the caribou. Made here in Prince George. Oh, that's made in Prince George too. Wow. Prince George must be the beer capital of BC. Caribou, yeah. I find a lot of caribou cans in the park. So you've got a lot of people that hang out in the park that like to drink beer. And they toss their cans on the ground. And I come along and pick them up. That's my tip for cleaning up their junk, you see. And a lot of them are caribou and the nude vodka. You know the nude vodka in the can? It's actually not bad. I met the guy that started it. I was out pollinating a female palm a few weeks ago. And the guy brings a 6-pack of nude vodka. And I says, wow, that's kind of interesting. He says, Yeah, I'm one of the founders of it. Him and his partner. It's like, wow, that was pretty neat. It was. I didn't mind it. I like the black cherry the best. Banana bread, make cookies. Look up on the internet. Banana bread. My Wendy just made some banana bread. Hey Wendy, banana bread. You just made some. Layla said banana bread. You mentioned that. Wendy just made some. I just had some with some butter. It's really good. Yes, Scott. I will make sure to get some beer before you come out. It might be Iron Horse though. Scotty said he's going to bring some beer, his favorite beer, and some wine. Oh, really? Wendy likes her wine. There's not often I don't see her in the garden without a glass Oyster of wine. Bay. She likes Oyster Bay. That's what Wendy drinks. So we'll have wine here too.
He's bringing.
Could Alberta be Zone 5? I don't know if there's a Zone 5 in Alberta. I think the mildest would probably be down in the south, like Lethbridge and stuff. It's Zone 4. But hey, by all means, put one to the test and then let us know how it works. Because I don't know of any palm that could survive Zone 4. That's pretty cold. I like wine too, red especially. Yeah, if I'm going to drink red wine, I like red wine. And I actually use it in my pasta sauce too. And if I cook Portuguese or Italian sausages, I actually cook them in red wine. Kind of gives them better flavor. Yeah. So, yeah, Jason, if you're going to try needle palm or Podophyllum hystrix in Alberta, right temperatures that it survived, if it does survive, and, let us know about it. I'm curious. It's fun to experiment. Why not? Simon Newton, tracky question. When they are 4 years old and you put them in a bigger pot, should I add more soil rather than compost? Yep. I would. So when I put them in a pot, I'll tell you what I put in a nursery stock pot. I use wood chips. I use potting soil. I use some manure, and I use also some Sunshine Mix 4 or Pro Mix HP, and I mix that all together. So I mix a big bin of that. So I got this big bin of soil, and that's what I fill up my 1 gallon pots with. Watch my videos on potting palm seedlings, and there is actually quite a few wood chips in the palm mix, and they love wood chips for some weird reason, and they all do very well. I just shot a video this morning of some 2-year-olds. I transplanted them. This is their second year, going to go into their third. They were seedlings when I put them in 1 gallon pots, and they're about this big now. Like, they are palms. They're ready for sale. They're actually really nice palms. And the mix in that one is potting soil, wood chips, and a little bit of compost, which is steer manure, mushroom manure, and some Sunshine Mix 4. Works well. I made some Czech sauerkraut. Oh, sauerkraut with wine. It was awful. No, really? I like sauerkraut. Yeah, I don't know how it would be with wine. I'm not sure. Do windmill palms survive ground freeze of -7°C? Okay, so the only way you're ever going to grow a windmill palm anywhere east of the Pacific coast of Canada is with protection. Okay, the farther you get away from the Pacific Ocean, I've been growing palms a long time. 35 years I've been growing them in our garden. I know lots about windmill palms and how much cold they can take. Okay, so the farther you go east from inland from the ocean, the colder the winters get and the more prolonged the cold is. So the farthest I know of mature palms growing east of our coast would probably be Abbotsford. I don't even know of any really long-term palms in Chilliwack. It's that far inland from the ocean. You get 40 miles in from the ocean, and it's quite a bit colder out there. And that's still 7B, 8A. I think probably 7B, 8A in Chilliwack. So they don't like the ground to be frozen around them. I can tell you that. If it's solid frozen, that's not a good thing. But a little bit of freeze is not too bad. But if your ground freezes deep, well, Trachycarpus roots don't go that deep. And if your ground freezes 3 feet deep, it'd probably kill the palm tree anyway, right? It'd probably be killed above the ground first anyway, before the ground ever freezes. Snowbird, I used to think I was a good chef. I'm okay at barbecuing. I can barbecue some things. Wendy's actually better at cooking and barbecuing. But you know what? I did make you guys some pasta when you were out, and that wasn't that bad. I can actually make pretty good pasta. That's my Italian blood in me. And I can make really good pierogies too, but I buy them and they're frozen. So that's the Ukrainian part of me. Yeah. So do windmill palms survive ground freeze? Windmill palms will survive air of -7°C, but a ground freeze where the ground is actually frozen solid. And are you talking ground temperature of -7? You got to remember the roots of a windmill palm, a Trachycarpus fortunae, are far less cold hardy than the top of the plant. Okay, and that goes with most plants. Top of the plant less cold hardy than the roots. Unless you got some plant that's native to the Arctic. We actually, Layla, we security system cameras protects bad people property. We need wireless cameras. Yeah, we have cameras here. We got Arlo Pro. There's one right up there. Let's see. Can you see it? Where's the tree? Right up there. See that white camera? Right there. There's one up. I'll point to it right there. That's Arlo Pro. We have three of those set up. I love. Oh, good. I'm glad you like my pasta. Yeah. Well, the pierogies are really cheesy because they actually are cheesy, but they're actually those Chimo pierogies I buy, and I do actually put some sauce with them, so they're not so bad. Can a eucalyptus white gum tolerate waterlogged soil in winter? No, no, Dylan, it can't. It likes it likes fast draining soil, and that's why ours are 100 feet tall now because they are in very fast draining rocky soil. That's what kills more plants on our coast than winter cold ever does is poor draining soil, waterlogged soil where the roots are surrounded by water all winter long. So if you dig a hole and you pour water in that hole and you go inside and have a spot of tea or coffee and you come out and it's still full of water, half full of water, that's what it's doing around your roots all winter when it rains. Or when you water it, it's going to sit around there. It's going to get root rot. Layla, crepe myrtle, Lagerstromia indica, tree temperature can tolerate. Yes, they can tolerate cold and they can tolerate bitter cold. Um, Crepe myrtles, and they can also tolerate heat. What kind of tide depths do you get on Salt Spring Island? Well, I've never measured the tide depths, but it goes out quite a ways. It'd be probably no different than Oregon, I bet. Our tide does go out quite a ways here. When you're standing on the beach, you can walk out. I don't know, probably quarter mile, something like that. Maybe a little bit less. Well, no, yeah, maybe a little bit less than a quarter mile, something like that. Clyde, I love ducks. My daughter's a duck maniac. She has pet ducks, and she's always posting pictures of Facebook and little videos of her pet ducks. I raised ducks before when I lived on the mainland. Unfortunately, some of them we did eat. I raised them for meat. The other ones we used for eggs, and the eggs were good. They were a little bit stronger than chicken eggs and bigger, but we used them for. My mom would use them for baking. I love herons. Yes, we have a lot of herons here. Let's just see what else do we have here. Well, it's nice to see you guys in there. And like I say, anybody else that's joined in from this side of the border, happy Canada Day. And to my U.S. friends, happy 4th of July on Saturday. I'm going to do a live stream if I get internet connection here on Friday. And I'm going to have to be quiet because we have B&B guests checking in. So Wendy says I have to keep it down to a dull roar because sometimes my voice gets elevated and she comes out goes like this. So we've got bookings for the B&B now. The B&B is open. The gallery's open. Things are returning back to normal, but still she's got to be diligent and do some extra cleaning between guests arriving. Let's just see. Dylan, I have a willow tree recently planted. Bad drain. Do you think? Oh yeah, willow tree will love it. Independence Day. Yep, 4th of July. And I did say that earlier when I was on here before you got on. Independence Day. Yes. So 244 years old, right? 244 years old. I remember in 1976 for the 200th Independence Day, the U.S. they made $2 bills, $2 banknotes, and I have some of those ones. I got them back then, 1976, 1776, 1976. Yeah, 1776, 244 years. So you're 244 years old, right? Am I correct? Did I do my math right? I think I did it right. You bet. We're 153. 153. We became the Dominion of Canada in 1907, but Canada was settled long before that. I think in the 1500s or something like that. Yeah, especially back east. It's really old back east. It's relatively new in the west. Our island was only settled around 1858, 1859. So very new here. They still make the tail. Yes, they do. But I have one from 1976. I also have some older ones from the 1920s. They've been making $2 banknotes for a long time. And I have some really old fractional currency like too from the 1800s. I think one of them might have Ben Franklin on it. 1850s. And then I got some really old stuff from Louisiana, the Confederate banknotes. I got a whack load of that stuff too. I like the old banknotes. Yes, 150. We're young. We are young up here. How's the palm hedge coming along? Good. It's hard to see though the palm hedge along the roadside. They're growing. They're fine. They're totally neglected, but there's a lot of wildflowers around them, like really tall wildflowers. So I planted them in groups. There's clumps of them along there, and then I planted more, but they're perfectly fine, nice and green. Well, they're small. They're probably about maybe this big. You got to remember they're growing in a rocky, dry berm. They never get watered. They never get fertilized, and they're surrounded by wildflowers and wild grass. Let's just see. What else do we have here? We don't have Duck Killer Clyde. We don't have a $2 bill here anymore. We have a loonie. They got rid of the $2 bill. Hello, weather follower. I'm doing good. We have a toonie and we have a loonie. And I used to like the $2 banknotes. They got rid of those a while ago. And then in '87, we got the $1 loonie. And I miss the $1 banknotes. I like the paper. It's less heavy stuff in my pocket. But since what's been going on around the world, I have not used cash for months. I just use my debit tap. I have a debit tap card. So when I go into the store, I just tap it. I don't even touch the machine. It's so cool for July. Yeah, it's 17.6 here when I started this live stream 21 minutes ago with 53% humidity. So, yeah, it is actually a cooler day today, and we have high overcast. And I was actually hoping it would pour down with rain, but no luck, no rain. I wanted to water the garden for us. So I watered the gardens, and I think the rest of the week should be nice. And I planted some more stuff in our vegetable garden. How's that beer? Cheers. Wendy's going to go check the gallery. Can needle palm survive ground freeze for 2 days? Well, it just depends on the temperature. So my advice to you, Jason, in Alberta, you're going to have to protect needle palm. Rhipidophyllum hystrix will need to be boxed in for the winter time. Like I say, there are no palm trees that can survive east of the Pacific coast of Canada long term. Can you go tracking waterlogged soil? Yeah, I can. I grow them in waterlogged. Watch my videos on Trachycarpus palms growing in the deep ravine, and some growing in water. I have this variety that I've been experimenting with for years by chucking seed down there, and they've adapted to it. Trachycarpus, I call them Fortunae swampsonii. So look that one up, and you'll see them growing in standing water and muck all winter. Simon, yes, they will take a long time to grow in the rock. Are you growing ganja for? Oh yeah, we have ganja. We always do. I've been growing it since 1978. So let's see what we have here. See what we have in the ganja department. Oh, so yes, we grow that too. You see what I mean? So I didn't grow this stuff. Wendy has this stuff. She just likes to grow it. It's a nice ornamental plant. I never sowed any seeds, but it is a beautiful plant. And they only go till the frost, and then the frost whacks them back. So yeah, we have different strains of that growing. Is Alberta going to leave Canada and take Saskatchewan? I think Quebec wanted to leave at one time, but that never happened. I don't know what they'd do if they left. I think half of Quebec seems to live on Salt Spring Island now. You know what I mean? There's a lot of I call them Quebexicans here because most of them come from Quebec and they don't seem to be working. They seem to be hanging around and partying every day. And I do pick up a lot of beer cans after them. Not all of them, but there's a good percentage of them that just kind of like to loiter in the park every day. And that's not really a good thing. If you come from there to here, maybe you should be productive and not be making a mess of the island. Right? That's just the way I see it. It's like me moving there and chucking my garbage around and not being too productive and just hanging around and deciding not to work. The problem with Quebec referendum, they didn't let the rest of us vote. Well, if I voted, I'm sorry, they would probably be gone. You know what I mean? If I had the winning deciding vote on it, you know what I mean? If they want to go, let them go. And what are they going to do? I mean, what is their imports and exports of Quebec? I really don't know. I've never been there. I will probably never go to Quebec. And